Welcome, everyone, to South Kitsap High School and Kitsap Bank Stadium as the South Kitsap Wolves take on the Emerald Ridge Jaguars. It's Homecoming 2015, and we're happy to be coming to you live this evening on SKTV, Wave Digital Cable 205, and also streaming live on YouTube. I'm Greg Pickard, and joining me in the broadcast booth tonight is Phil Nenninger, Lee Ladeau, and Brian Pickard. Lee, what can you tell us about tonight's matchup?
Well, from talking to the coach today, I think he's probably a little bit weary of the quarterback that we're starting tonight at Emerald Ridge. He came in last week when they were losing their game 27-0, and the quarterback managed to bring them back to 28-27. They only lost the game in their last minute of the drive by the other team. So although the records are pretty similar tonight, I expect this is going to be a pretty tough game.
How about you, Phil? What can we watch on the field tonight?
Well, you know, South's offense seems to be starting to click. They played pretty well against Bellarmine. You know, they've had a rough schedule. They've got 3 top 10 teams in their division, and having to play four games.
As you can see right there, Phil, in league there overall is 1-5, or we're overall 1-5, and they're 1-5, and 1-3 obviously for their league play, and we haven't even won a game.
Yeah, you know, and that's the kind of nature of these 4A schools that usually you wouldn't see a crossover game here. But one of the things we're noticing is that a lot of these schools are getting smaller. They're building a second high school in a lot of stadiums, and because of that, we're getting a lot more 3A teams and not as many 4A. So, you know, 10 years ago we had Narrows, Bridge, and Bay divisions, and now we're down to one division with, you know, not enough schools to get a full season in without going outside. So I think the leagues do a good job of getting these games matched up.
Well, one of the good things about tonight's game is I think, again, talking to Coach Kralik, he knows quite a few of the other coaches on the other team. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was managing to be able to sort of arrange this match. I think he even wanted to try and get their peewees down here from Emerald Ridge. So there's another fun fact that you got here. They were 0-10 last year, Emerald Ridge, and they have 5 head coaches who actually all went in with a plan to the athletic director down there at Emerald Ridge to sort of revamp the program, and they've gone ahead and done it. Del Ditas, who's the athletic director down there in Emerald Ridge, said we needed a radical change. A lot was going on, but nothing was working. So they're giving this a shot.
Greg, what do you think about the situation? You know, you played here recently, but having 5 coaches, who do you report to?
That would be something to watch for sure. I can't imagine as a player not really knowing who the true leadership is of the team, and so it would be interesting to see that locker room dynamic for me. I know playing for South, it was always clear we had one head coach, and the other assistant coaches kind of didn't, I wouldn't say fall in line, but there was definitely the echelon and ranking system, and we knew who was in charge, and that was back under Coach Segerson at the time.
And it looks like Emerald Ridge is getting ready to take the field. We're waiting here because of homecoming and the festivities and everything that happens for both teams to take the field before we go to national anthem. We also had 2 previous games on this field, both today. The C team played, and then JV teams played and finished up about 6 o'clock tonight. So that was nice full use of this field today.
Well, that just goes to show you as well, doesn't it? Whether we would have had rain or not, we would not have had 2 games played before a varsity game. We would have just had grass, because even then it would have been torn up.
Yep, and here come the Wolves. The South Kitsap Wolves coming on out. So again, the Wolves, you know, have been showing improvement against these difficult teams they've had to play, and you know, I'm looking for them to have a good game tonight.
Yeah, you know, talking to some of the boys again in the school, you know, as I said earlier, just when we were off air, they don't seem to be dropping their heads. They're just enjoying it. It's obviously homecoming as well, so they had a pep assembly today, so there was a lot of fun there. I think they just want to get out here and play and do the best they can. I know I talk a lot about Jake, but he's always very happy and go lucky in the commons when he's having lunch and everything. Doesn't seem to drop his head. just wants to get out here and do the best he can.
Okay, so we're getting ready for national anthem, so we're going to take a break here and listen to this great band.
National anthem by the South Kitsap High School Band.
And tonight's starters for the South Kitsap Wolves, we have on offense number 52, left tackle Jacob Miller, a junior at 258. Left guard number 54, Eric Stanley, a senior. Number 56 at center, Jared Gregerson, a junior. At right guard, number 61, Kenny Staffney, a junior. At right tackle, number 55, a junior, Jaeger Berensheim. At quarterback, number 14, a senior, Jake Taylor. At running back is number 34, Isaiah Davis. Davis is a sophomore. Fullback, number 21, Corey Carter, a senior. At wide receiver, we have number 7, Quinn Ogan, a sophomore. And at wide receivers, we've got number 81, Albert MacArthur, a senior, and junior number 11, Isaiah Bird. The defensive starters. At defensive end, we have number 27, Eli Watry, a junior. At the other defensive end, on the other side, is two-way starter, number 55, Jaeger Berensheim. The two D tackles for tonight are number 58, Michael Major, a junior, and number 28, Elijah Griffin, a senior. At our linebacker crew for tonight, number 35, J.J. Leota, a junior, senior number 19, Michael Garcia, and number 43, Junior Blunt, a junior. Our cornerbacks tonight, number 24, Camden Anderson, a senior, and at the other side, number 37, Jimmy Olstead, a sophomore. Our two safeties at free safety, number 9, Jesse Strutz, a senior, and the other senior at strong safety, number 25, Anthony Morgan. Go get 'em, Wolves.
Thank you, Brian. Just before we get started with the kickoff, I would just like to acknowledge the color guard, led by Lieutenant Colin Ruin, along with Anthony Montez, Joshua Ray, and Alice Greenhill. They were led by Captain Shepler and Senior Chief Vickers. Thank you for a good job, gentlemen and ladies.
Your captains for tonight's game for South Kitsap was number 14, Jake Taylor, number 4, Logan Guerrero, number 35, JJ Leota, and number 19, Michael Garcia. For Emerald Ridge, they have number 55, Daniel Flattery, number 9, Andrew Boston, number 12, Logan Skoda, and number 5, Dustin Resnick. South Kitsap will receive the ball. Won the toss and will receive to begin this game, defending the north goal. So welcome to homecoming, everybody.
Couple of things before we get started. So next week's varsity football game against Stadium has been moved due to the field being deemed unplayable following the unfortunate flooding that occurred last weekend. SK will play Stadium on Saturday the 24th at Lincoln High School Bowl, and the kickoff is at 1 p.m.
I don't know about you guys, but I saw that flood on the news, and it was cascading down the steps and pooling down on the field for them. It's just too bad for Stadium. A lot of their equipment was damaged beyond being able to reuse.
But it's unfortunate. That's the second time this year they've had an issue. They had an issue right before school opening up, and kind of the same issue again. So obviously it's something they're going to need to work on. Back to receive for South Kitsap is number 3, Cole Craner, and number 2, Jacob Lewis. As we get ready for the kick.
Certainly got a big crowd here tonight.
So number 28 is getting ready to kick off for Emerald Ridge. And that's Cody O'Connell. Kick to Cole Craner. Makes a move up the middle, has a hole. Brings the ball up to the 28-yard line.
A little bit unlucky there. He stumbled, Phil. Probably might have gotten a few more yards if he'd have kept to his feet.
So South Kitsap, he had a nice size hole. Good blocking up there. So South has decent field position to start first drive, and we'll see what they can do with it.
I know it's stating the obvious, Phil, but it'd be nice to go ahead and see them get a good drive right now on their first one and maybe even score. Just get some confidence going early.
Pistol formation, pass out to Isaiah Bird, and he breaks a couple tackles and brings the ball up to the 40-yard line, and that's enough for a first down. Great first play.
Well, I think what you're going to see tonight, I'm talking to the head coach again, is he's got Jake under center. He probably won't be doing the shotgun or pistol very much at all because he wants him to keep his timing and throwing a lot better because he's been off for the last couple of weeks, and they think the shotgun might be having something to do with that.
So second play is a handoff to Isaiah Davis for about a yard gain. And that's a new thing. We haven't seen Jake under center, I don't think, once this year. So
no, I was talking to Coach today, and he was just saying, he actually said to Jake as he came in, he wanted to do the old handshake and fist pump, and Coach said, you're going to have to earn that now tonight because I want you to get those throws off in time. So that's why they've got him under center.
And we have a stoppage of play. Looks like it's a equipment issue for one of South Kitsap players. Like to see the refs do that, stop the game. Let's get this, make sure everybody's got everything done properly. So here we go. South has 2 running backs in the backfield. Jake again is under center. Quick pass out to the left side, caught, but unfortunately receiver went to his knees. That's going to lose 2 yards. So I'll bring up 3rd and 10. So another quick swing out to Isaiah Bird. And Emerald Ridge is right on, so that's going to be dropped for no gain. Maybe lost one, bringing up 4th down. Been a tough year for South Kitsap as far as injuries and everything, not only their schedule.
Yeah, Phil, South Kitsap Wolves have lost 15 players due to major injury of some kind. 8 of those were season-ending. And so when you're rotating through players that quick, players have to learn new positions. It takes a toll on both offense and defense.
So Nolan's back punting for South. Gets a nice punt up. And takes a South Kitsap bounce down to 29-yard line. So Emerald Ridge will start at their own 29.
Was that about a 35-yard punt there, Bill? 40-yard punt?
Yeah, it looks somewhere in that range with no return. I think most coaches will take that when you're not getting a return off of it. So, and Emerald Ridge is out in a shotgun formation, ready for their snap.
If I'm not mistaken, their quarterback for Emerald Ridge, I think he's a junior.
First play, the handoff off the left side, left tackle, for about a yard. Good play by the Wolves, getting that play stop.
Gage Hansen, I understand that he's meant to be the real deal for Emerald Ridge. So I guess we're about to see. They've obviously decided to go with him again tonight, especially with the effort he gave for last week's game.
So second play is a pass play. Coming across, ball's caught. Make some moves.
That was a nice throw, wasn't it, Phil?
Is it right on time, right on target? You can't ask more than that from the quarterback, and that's a 20-yard gain.
Yes, he hit his wide receiver right in stride there.
So it looks like Emerald Ridge may have found something with this new quarterback.
Something I know I'd really like to see as I'm watching tonight is to see South Kitsap get some pressure on the quarterback. I know there's a lot of talk about this new quarterback coming in being pretty good, and so one thing I know I'll be watching tonight is that battle between the offense and defensive line.
We have a flag down the field.
That was a hard hit by number 25, Morgan Anthony.
So as a gain of 9, but we have a penalty on the play. So we have a chop block against Emerald Ridge. So that's going to be
10 yards, isn't it, Phil?
Yeah, it's a 10-yard penalty, and we'll back them up and start them in 1st and 20.
How about you, Lee? What's your favorite position battle to watch?
Well, like yourself, when I was younger, I played tight end. I certainly wasn't as good as you, but I did like the position. I like the fact that you could be physical, but you could also, be honest with you, go and score some touchdowns. And who doesn't like to score a touchdown? But as I've gotten older, I think I like watching all the positions now.
Phil, do you have a favorite in tonight's game?
I like the linebacker play that we've seen in South, and good job here, South, keeping the quarterback in the pocket, not letting him get around. Good job by the secondary covering the receivers. He had nobody to go to, and that's going to be about a 7-8 yard loss.
Greg got what he wanted there. He wanted some pressure on the quarterback, and here's what he's got right there. Plenty of pressure.
But great job staying in their lanes. Defensive end staying outside, not letting the quarterback get out and around. That's going to bring up 2nd down, and I can't count this high.
A mile.
Almost 30. Long pass. Receiver is open but overthrown. It was kind of a stop and go, and I think the timing was off on that. Receiver was open.
There's a flag on the play.
So we'll see what this call is.
I didn't see anything, but when it's there, it's sideline warning.
Seems like South sideline tends to get one of those every game. So, it's kind of awfully early in the quarter to get that going.
Yeah, it really is. But as you watch these coaches, all of them in the white shirts down there are really active, really busy, calling things in. And, I think they just get excited and take one too many steps forward at times.
And that's certainly what you want to see. You want to see excited coaches, engaged with their players. So
I'm going to blame it on the field. They're not quite used to the markings just yet.
Okay, so it's 3rd down and a whole bunch.
In the
Long
middle.
Pass up the middle. Receivers open. Caught it. makes a tackle, but that's going to be about a 30-yard gain. That's enough for a first down. So, South has got to get some pressure on his quarterback. That seems to be the only thing that's stopping him.
I thought that might have been picked off there.
There's a quick pass, and South had a chance at it, but it'd be nice to get a stop here, get an interception.
Mr. Hansen out there for Emerald Ridge, he's only 5'9", 150, but he can certainly throw that ball.
So here comes some pressure. He's getting pushed out to the right. Oh, he's got a receiver open. A lot of pressure put on by the Wolves coming from the right side. He rolled down out, but couldn't make the connection. So
Emerald Ridge quarterback, he's got a strong arm. He rifles it in there on those passes over the middle, but he seems to be overthrowing those receivers. I hope he doesn't connect anytime soon.
So we're going to have a 3rd down and 10 from the 39. Back pass again, and this one, South almost had. Nice try by Anthony Morgan, strong safety. Kind of read the quarterback all the way and had the ball in his hands, but couldn't hang on to it.
Well, it's nice to see that they actually picked a man up in the middle because they've gotten burned a couple of times with this drive.
And it looks like they may be going for it in 4th and 10 from the South 39, 38.5 yard line. So kind of no man's land. And we have a false start by Emerald Ridge.
I'm wondering if that's going to change the coach's mind now. I already thought they might punt it and try and put us deep. It looks like he's got a lot of confidence in his offense out there.
Yeah, he's. We have 4th and 15 now, so we'll see what kind of play call they have. Quarterback's been able to make some connections, but he's also been close to putting in South Kitsap's arms a couple times.
I say he. I mean, there's 5 head coaches over there, so I'm not really sure what name we're going to use.
So here comes South. This looks like a comeback screen. Receiver screen, and South is going to stop him short of the first down, so it'll be turnover downs on the 35-yard line.
It looks like they just got back to their original line of scrimmage from, the penalty earlier. That's a good job by South.
Defense holds up and stops them, and 1st and 10 from 35. So hopefully we can make some connections, get this drive going.
With this homecoming crowd, which is a large crowd, Greg, did you get hyped up a little bit more with the homecoming crowd?
It is, it's the crowd's always bigger. The fans seem to cheer louder. The excitement's in the air. It was always a fun game, no matter how you played. You always wanted to win the homecoming game. It was that tradition that you don't lose it, and so the excitement, the energy is what really made it special. And I remember playing numerous homecoming games, even going way back to my sophomore year. So they're always fun.
So South was a couple run plays. This one's off to the right, and Isaiah Davis, he has a haul. Nice job, nice run back, great blocking by the line. That pops out for about 20 yards. So.
It was a very good run. I think it was really nice to see how he covered that ball up at the end because he knew there were some players on him.
So that's the first down, South Kitsap at the 45 of Emerald Ridge.
I'd love to see something thrown deep right here, actually.
So another run play trying outside the other side as they put the shoulders down, gains about 3 yards. So nice run, keeps the legs pumping.
It's something we see a lot early in the game. I know the past couple games we went up here, we watched it. They take little shots, chip away, and then all of a sudden we'll turn one loose, usually on a go route or a deep ball. So I wouldn't be surprised in the next couple, they're about the field position, they usually look to take a shot or two. So look for the long ball coming shortly.
So 2nd and 7 for South Kitsap. Here's play action. Whoa, off the hands of the receiver. Nice. Nice job that's intended for Carter.
It looked like Dustin Resnick could have almost intercepted that for Emerald Ridge there. It looked like it went through his hands before it went through our receivers. So we probably got out of jail there.
We're about halfway through this first quarter, and it's no score yet on the board. Hopefully the Wolves will be putting some points up there in just a minute.
So we're 3rd and 7 for South Kitsap. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Jake in shotgun formation this time. Looking to the left. And can't connect with Isaiah Bird. So 4th down, 7 from the 42-yard line. And South keeping the offense on the field.
What do you think about them going for this on 4th down? I'm personally of the opinion their offense is pretty good once they get going. I'd like to see us probably put them deep.
Yeah, pooch kick might be happening here too. There you go.
There we go.
Little pooch kick, try to get out. Oh, just goes into the end zone. Misses by about 2 yards from going out of bounds. So it'll be Emerald Ridge ball on 20.
That was very close. I thought that might just go out by the 1 yard line.
Yeah, that was a great try. About all you can do is aim for the corner when you don't have the full 15 yards to wind up and kick. So nice try by Jake.
That was a great call there, Phil. It's almost like you drew that up yourself.
I've done them a couple times. So Emerald Ridge back on offense. They got trips to the left. It's pass out to the left side, some blocking going on. Oh, that receiver gets some speed and makes an opening. Coming back across the middle. And looks like he's going to go all the way. That's an 80-yard touchdown for Emerald Ridge.
I think that was number 5, Dustin Resnick again, and he does have some speed. It's a 5'8", 170 wide receiver DB, senior. He was moving.
Yeah, he definitely has some wheels. You got to give him credit there. So stick goes on for the extra point for Emerald Ridge.
I got to say, I'd like to see our guys lay out for that.
And that's extra point is good. So it's 7-0 with 5:39 left in the first quarter. Well, one thing we don't have to worry about is the South Kitsap team hanging their head just because they get down by a few points. They have shown in the past they're resilient. They come on back.
Hey, let's talk just for a second about the other football. Our junior high soccer kicks off for the first time as our 7th and 8th grade girls have the opportunity to play in the West Sound Middle School League. All 3 of South junior highs will be fielding teams. Practice starts on October 26th with the first game scheduled for November 9th. Check the junior high websites for the schedule, match times, and dates. Many of our home games are going to be playing right here on this new field turf at Kitsap Bank Stadium. Again, here's that much more opportunity for more of our kids to play on this field. If we had that grass field, we wouldn't be seeing them play. So check out the junior high soccer first time. Here we go for kickoff. Let's go Wolves.
Did I hear you call that real football earlier?
Other football, Lee.
Okay.
Other football. Mr. Lee Ladeau from England.
Back to receive for South Kitsap is number 2, Jacob Lewis, and number 3, Cole Craner. As soon as we get a ball out here. Sort of teeing it up, getting ready.
While they're waiting to kick that off, with that 80-yard, aided by that 80-yard reception and touchdown by Emerald Ridge, they've got approximately 131 yards total offense compared to 31 by SK. But SK's got an opportunity here to add to their total.
Well, the kick is back in the end zone. So off the hands of Cole Craner and back in the end zone. Wolves will start from their own 25-yard line.
I like the effort there from Cole Grainer, but, some of his teammates or somebody's got to just tell him, let that go, because if that just spins out onto the 1 yard line, we could have been in a little bit of trouble there.
Yeah. But the Wolves will start from 25, not bad field position. I'm sure trying. He almost broke the last one. He'd like to get a good run back in, and let's see if the offense can put something together. So Jake's back under center. And it's a handoff. And there we go.
Oh, this is a great run already.
That's Isaiah Davis taking off. He's got one man to beat. Down, tackled at the 22-yard line, 23-yard line of Emerald Ridge. What a great run. We were looking for something to get started. That'll do it.
That was a tackle by Scott Horton, and to me, he came out of nowhere. It's almost like he was on our sideline.
And that's a 57-yard run by Isaiah Davis. Quick pass back to Isaiah Bird. Emerald Ridge has that one red. They must have seen that in the films, and because we're going to lose a couple yards on that, but it's certainly a staple of this offense, and worked against Bellarmine last time, but I think they've got that well read.
Scouted that one down.
So it's 2nd and 12 from the 25. Another handoff to Isaiah Davis, and he's just pumping his legs. Just about broke that one. Gained 7 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and a long 4.
That's the second tackle in a row there by number 2, Brandon Sloka.
And South ready again for a snap, but it's a hurry-up offense. Looking for the play now. Jake is back in the shotgun formation now, moving on up. He's moved up under center. So it's another handoff to Isaiah Davis. Keeps his legs pumping.
Oh, it's first
Push
down
through, and South gets a first down out of it. And it's still pumping.
I love the team effort to try and get him going even further.
So it's going to be 1st and goal, South Kitsap at the 10.
As a former lineman, I always love to see those running backs just put that 2nd and 3rd effort in. You make you want to just block that much harder, that much better for those guys.
Well, he certainly had his legs driving. Jake in shotgun formation.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Jake actually run the ball here himself.
Up there he goes,
There
right
he
up the
goes.
middle. And he's going to gain 4 yards. So second goal from the 6.
It's almost like you drew that up, Lee. What do you call here, Phil?
I'd love to go play action on 2nd down, but with Isaiah Davis running the ball so hard, so well, I wouldn't be surprised if they just give it to him off tackle again.
Keep feeding the beast.
So it's Davis up the middle for no gain this time.
I like what you called earlier. I'd like to see, Jake roll out personally. I think it's something that's really effective when they have him do that.
I think at this point, you have a fast pursuing defense. You roll him out, give him an option of dumping the ball off to a receiver or running it himself. So he's under center this time. And we have another run play to Isaiah Davis. He has one man beat. Nice tackle by number 29 from Emerald Ridge. But I hate to say it, but you have that one man to beat, and that was certainly that situation. There's nobody else in between him and the end zone, and gets Isaiah's shoestrings. So it's 4th and goal from the 3.
I think this is a big call right here.
Another handoff to Isaiah Davis. He's in.
There we go.
Good job. South goes for it on 4th down from the 3-yard line, and nice handoff to Davis. Certainly a workhorse right now. And brings it right on back down and scores.
Greg, you know how that feels coming straight back, don't you? I mean, you just let 7 points go the other way, 6 points go the other way, and they've come right back and answered with their own 6.
Oh, it's huge, and it's something South needs to keep doing. We see teams jump on South too early, and then the lead just becomes too great to overcome. And while South does have the ability to catch up, it seems like it's not been quite enough in recent weeks. So think the best thing they can do is keep pace, keep fighting, and keep responding in those positive ways.
And the extra point's good. So we're all tied up with 2:08 left to go in the first quarter, 7-7. So we got a new game, and you got to love the way they just responded.
On that touchdown round, I don't know if you guys noticed the whole right side of that South Kitsap Wolves line just dominated. They just pushed the defenders back 2-3 yards, and the back just almost could have just walked in. It was great blocking up front on the right side of that line.
When you have a strong runner, it's usually because of a strong line too. So, you got to get handed off to those guys and doing their jobs, and they don't get a lot of credit. But I know this stadium is getting very loud and proud right now.
Yeah, this crowd loves it. Again, it's homecoming night here. It's exciting. It's fun. I know the team, back when we were playing, always loved making the cheerleaders do push-ups and see how many you can get. It's kind of been the tradition in recent years. Every time the team scores, those cheerleaders push-ups for points.
So South Kitsap is getting ready to kick off now. Back to receive is Dustin Resnick from Emerald Ridge. And,
Greg, back in that 2009 season, those cheerleaders must have been pretty strong by the end of the season because you guys racked up those points in an undefeated regular season.
They did. They weren't happy with us a few times through that year, but the team loved it, the crowd loved it, and we were just on a roll that year. It was, we had some good players, but we were even a better team. It was definitely one of those situations in 2009 where that was truly a team.
So as soon as the kickoff goes to about the 10. And nice return. Kids stay in line. Falls back up to the 33, 34-yard line. And Emerald Ridge will start from the 34.
Yeah, he had some good blocking there. And he just followed his blockers. And like you said, it was a good return there. Let's just hope now that the defense are a little bit psyched up for their offense scoring and they can get a 3-and-out here. That would be great.
Now they came close to picking off a couple of these passes. So, again, you have a newer quarterback and another pass play comes from Emerald Ridge. There's nobody to go to. And South Kitsap swarming them. Quarterback got away. Now releases to an open receiver. This is trouble. South Kitsap giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get him before the end zone.
Oh,
it's a horse collar tackle. Looks like it's shy of the end zone, though. Just one of those plays where the defense is doing a great job, getting at the quarterback. Quarterback's got his eyes up and just
that was unfortunate. Obviously, I thought they had the quarterback, and obviously the penalty now is going to be assessed on the kickoff. But we're still a little bit away from. I wasn't sure whether there was a horse collar or not, but the referee is obviously closer than I am.
Yeah, well, if he stopped him short of the end zone, that's a penalty coaches will take because it looks like they're marking the ball just outside.
Yeah, and it's definitely what they're calling horse collar.
Unfortunately, that's just one of those penalties that's the kid's trying to make a play. He dove, he went all out for it, and unfortunately he ended up on his back,
Certainly got to appreciate the effort.
Well, it's going to turn out to be about a 1-foot penalty, so I don't think coach will be too upset about that one.
No, you're right there, Phil. I actually thought they were giving the touchdown, so.
So Emerald Ridge, ball inside the SK1, first and goal, run play. South Kitsap defense does a great job piling them up. They lose 3 yards. Ball's on the 3-yard line. South Kitsap can keep them out of the end zone right here. That would be an awesome defensive stand.
Certainly a win for the defense.
So we have second and goal from just outside the 3 now. Emerald Ridge is waiting for their play to come on in. Great job by that D line.
It'd be, is it crazy to blitz right here?
No, I'd send everybody. I think you got 3 yards, you got to take your chances. And unfortunately, Emerald Ridge completes the pass. for the end zone. So that's a touchdown for Emerald Ridge.
Something we've really seen so far in this first quarter, Emerald Ridge's offense has been completely pass-oriented. They're right now at approximately 188 yards passing so far, next to their negative 2 yards rushing. So I think we've really seen where this team's strengths lie so far.
And that's with a quarterback who has a half a game under him. I think they certainly found something in this young man. And he seems to be accurate and have good arm strength. Extra point is up, and it's good. So it's 14-7 with about 48 seconds left in the first quarter.
In contrast to Emerald Ridge offense, South Kitsap has 103 yards running and only 6 passing. So we've got a running and a passing, 2 different offenses, 2 different strengths. But I wouldn't put it past South to start chalking up those passing yardage either.
The thing that's killed South Kitsap right now has been 2 big plays. I mean, that's both touchdowns came off real long plays.
And like you said, though, Phil, on that long drive just now, I mean, we were inches away from getting the quarterback there, and he just managed to get that ball off. And, I mean, you got to give kudos to their quarterback. He kept his eyes downfield, and he fired one in there.
Yeah, his receivers kept moving, and that's hard when you're a defensive back and quarterback running around like that. You just can't stay with the guys forever.
Yeah, I've heard a few people say that from a couple of our teams here before. You can cover someone for about 3 seconds, but after that, if you're giving a quarterback 7, 8, 9 seconds to throw the ball, they're going to get open eventually because you don't know which way they're going all the time.
So back to receive for the Wolves are number 3, Cole Craner, and number 2, Jacob Lewis. So it'd be nice to get a good return here. Again, it's 14-7 first quarter. Wolves are showing some promise. If we can stop a couple of these big plays, we'll be fine.
So I'm missing something here, Phil.
There was a personal foul against the Wolves, roughing the kicker on the extra point, and so that yardage being marked off now.
Well, there's a good thing there's 4 of us up here in the box because 3 of us didn't see that. Nicely done there, Mr. Pickard.
So they'll be kicking off from the South Kitsap 45-yard line. I kind of look at them, just put this into the end zone. I personally would kick it onside.
I would not be surprised if they do kick it onside.
Well, try to give my offense the ball again because, worst comes to worst, it's going to be at the 35. So
it's certainly looking like they're going for an onside kick, and it looks like we're anticipating it.
Good job by South.
Smart to go down as well.
So that was number 24, Caden Anderson, on the recovery. So it'll be South Kitsap's ball at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, 46 seconds left in the first quarter. So let's see if South can march on down and score and tie it up again. Another running play. Gains about 3 yards. It's Isaiah Davis off to the left-hand side. So it'll be 2nd and 7. I'm seeing a lot of flow on these running plays where if we get something with a misdirection, I think that would go for a lot of yards. It looks like they're crashing. We do have an Emerald Ridge player down. What do you guys think about?
Yeah, you mean something kind of like that Alamo play we saw a few weeks ago against Bellarmine, I believe?
Yeah, any sort of a reverse, any sort of a counter,
Are you talking about the play from the last play of the game last week?
Yeah.
Yep, the one South was able to score on.
Yes, I actually was talking to Coach about that today. He's got a great sense of humor, and he was quite excited to show me because I did miss that play last week, and so me and the SRO in our office we were trying to tell him to run that play maybe when you're on the 50 or the 40-yard line, and he was saying no, we can't do that because they're going to have someone obviously hit the back for that. But obviously we're trying to tell him to throw a flea flicker. But it's nice to see the player walking off.
Yeah, he's a little bit banged up, but he's walking off under his own power, so that's always good to see. Hopefully he can get on back in. I'm just seeing a lot of quick pursuit going with Emerald Ridge, and like I said, I'd like to see something with some misdirection. So South Kitsap ball, it's a play action pass. Japes looking deep. He's got Isaiah Bird wide open. Unfortunately, incomplete off of his hands.
Unfortunately, it did look like Isaiah Bird stopped there. You got to keep going and just trust your quarterback is going to get that ball to you. He's got some hops, so I think if he goes another yard, and that ball is definitely in his hands.
So that's unfortunate misconnection. That would have been a long play. Brings up 3rd and 7. South Kitsap run play. Cuts it back. Nice job by Isaiah Davidson. He's going to get the first down more. Nice pickup of looks like about 16, 17 yards. Brings the ball up to the 49-yard line. Actually bring the ball on the 50, first down, Wolves.
Did you hear that a lot, Greg, when you were out on the field, the announcer yelling first down Wolves and the crowd yelling it?
Another handoff to Davis. He stopped for about 2-yard gain.
When you're actively playing, I think I remember hearing it on the sideline, but out in the field, no. You're so focused, you're so in the game that anything else is secondary. However, I do remember Mrs. Williams from our sophomore year yelling out. Her voice would carry in any stadium, no matter where you are, just cheering us on. Come on, Wolves, hit somebody. I don't know if you remember that at all. But
I remember that, and that's wonderful support right there. And what a wonderful lady. She was always supportive of all the kids on the teams and for many years, and still continues now. And obviously, her son's one of the coaches out there, Renard. So, I wouldn't be surprised if she's here now. Yeah. I'll be yelling at Renard, coach them boys up, Renard.
Tell them to hit someone.
Yeah, what a wonderful lady.
It's certainly an exciting night here at homecoming. We're now end of the first quarter. Wolves 7, Emerald Ridge 14. So Lee, did they have homecomings back in your day?
Back in my day, there's a picture of your dad from 1925 in homecoming, so you're going to see what homecoming was really like. Leather helmets, beautiful.
Yeah?
Yes. You remember homecoming, don't you, Brian?
No, I played with leather helmets.
Phil?
No, I seem to have forgotten all about our
I think
homecomings.
Phil forgets where his home is. So.
Yeah, that too. 2nd down, 8, Wolves starting off the second quarter. Another handoff to Isaiah Davis up the left-hand side for about 4 or 5 yards. So nice run. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 3. 3rd and 4. So again, like to see South keep this drive alive and keep moving on down the field. So Jake's under center again. Isaiah's definitely been a workhorse here. Pass play coming up.
It's going to go deep.
Going deep. He's open. And it's incomplete. Misconnection on that one. So
it was certainly not a foul. I don't know whether Isaiah was looking for one or anything like that.
No, just a misconnection. When you go deep, that's going to happen. But that's things they put out where Isaiah can run under it, but defense really can't get to it. So we have 4th down, 4 to go. So we're on the 44-yard line. We got to get over to 40 to get first down.
Again, I'd like to see Jake rolling out with this.
In the center, handing off to Isaiah again. Keeps his feet going. He's going to be short, I think, by about a half a yard. Nice try. He got hit right away. Tried to keep those feet pumping, but I think he's about a half a yard short. So it'll be Emerald Ridge ball at the 40-yard line. They're on 40. So except for a little pooch kick, we really haven't seen many punts in this game.
No, but when you're looking at the run game for us and the run game for Emerald Ridge, it certainly is a lopsided, but it's just as lopsided in the pass yards for SK and Emerald Ridge there.
So that's about a 5-yard gain for Emerald Ridge on the run.
5-yard gain on the play, second down.
Pass play coming up, and that's incomplete. So it'll be 3rd and 5.
Pass intended for Drew Simon, incomplete. 3rd down.
Emerald Ridge in a hurry-up offense also. Fast-paced pistol formation. Three receivers out to left. South Kitsap is showing blitz. Coach is changing the defense right now. We have a whistle. Official timeout. Okay, we're ready for play again. So it's a pass play. It's out and up, and I think we're going to get a hold on South Kitsap.
It looked like incidental contact to me with their feet, but I'm just being a little bit biased.
So they're calling pass interference against South Kitsap. You know, and that'll be a 15-yard penalty. Looked to me like it was early on, maybe a slight hold. I didn't see a pass interference, but you know, kind of a late flag. So that moves the ball up to the South Kitsap Wolves 39-yard line. We'll be 1st and 10 Emerald Ridge.
We've got a couple of bats flying around our window out here, and I know that those are Brian's favorite animal right there.
So we got handoff inside. South does a good job reading that. Nice tackle by number 58. It's Michael Major.
A couple of early Halloween gifts for you.
So 2nd down and about 8. Pass play coming up. The swing pass out to the right. Well read by the Wolves. Missed tackle. Good job, though, stopping them for a short gain. Get some penetration there on that by that cornerback. Did a good job reading that play. Just couldn't quite make tackle, but did slow him up. So it'll be 3rd and a long 6. Emerald Ridge looking over the sideline, get the play. No snap.
In the middle. Gotta watch the middle.
We got a bunch of flags going on down. Looks like there was some holding on Emerald Ridge, but South Kitsap got a lot of pressure on the quarterback for a sack. So
I gotta assume we're gonna decline.
I think most of the refs saw that one. There's laundry all over the field.
So that's holding against Jaguars. You already stopped them for about a 6-yard loss.
This would be a perfect time for the Wolves defense to step up and make a stop here. Just would make a great statement and probably help shift the momentum a little bit that's somewhat in Emerald Ridge's favor.
So the Wolves decline that penalty, makes it 4th down and 11 from the 40-yard line. So let's see if defense stop up, make a stop.
It's gonna go deep.
He's got open receiver. And the receiver's in. So that's a touchdown, Emerald Ridge. So nice connection by a quarterback.
That's now approximately 231 pass yards there for Emerald Ridge to our 6.
Emerald Ridge quarterback, he did that pump fake and that cornerback bid on it, and just with that speedy receiver, there was no recovering after that one.
So line up for the extra point. And that's missed. Short and to the left, so score is 27. Those can come back and kill you sometimes. So let's see if South can get a good return, and then turn around, put together offense, drive on down, and get some more points on the board.
Yeah, South have just got to remain confident. They're not playing bad on defense. It's probably like you would look at this and go, well, they've had a couple of long runs and but it's just like I said earlier, their second touchdown, we almost had the quarterback in the backfield, and you just got to be confident, stay focused, and it's going to be okay.
Hey, coming up this next week on October 21st, the South Kitsap Volleyball will host Gig Harbor for the annual Dig Pink game. Varsity is at 6:30 p.m. right here in the South Kitsap main gym. It's supporting of the Side Out Foundation October Rally for Breast Cancer Research. Dig Pink t-shirts are now on sale at the South Kitsap High School ASB office for only $8. T-shirts will also be on sale at the game if there's any left, but don't wait to get yours. Admission to the game will be $2 and all proceeds will be donated. So October 21st, 6:30 right here at main gym, South Kitsap High School. It's a great tradition that's been going on for many years and really gives that focus on a great cause.
So we have Jacob Lewis and Cole Craner again back to receive for South Kitsap. And ball keeps falling off the tee. Not quite sure why. We really don't have that much wind going on here. We have a little bit, but... So they're going to have to, Emerald Ridge will have to have somebody hold the ball because it's falling off twice, so... Yeah. So we're ready for the kick. And we have a whistle. Looks like it's offsides against Emerald Ridge. So they'll back it up 5 and try again. So the Wolves will move up 5 yards, and this doesn't hurt. This certainly helps. So
that helps, particularly this wind right in his face. That kick, they're keeping it low because of the wind. So hopefully this will put the Wolves in good field position so that they can march down and jump right back in this game and gain that momentum back.
Certainly a good time to take advantage of it.
Use the kick. And we have offsides again. It's the far end.
Like to keep taking it.
Yeah, if they want to do it 3 or 4 more times, it's not going to hurt any of our feelings. So, Wolves will take that all night long. Just keeps them moving closer and closer. Better opportunity for a good return. But it seems to me it's the far end that's having some issues.
Offside against the Jaguars, 5-yard penalty, and a
When you watch the Seahawks and the pro game, how important the special teams are. Well, that's no difference in the high school ranks. And this is sometimes where some of these kids get to earn some additional playing time and get out there on the kickoff receiving, punt return, and all those special teams. They're so important to this game.
Yeah, you're right there, Brian. There's certainly 3 phases in this game, and every one of them's got to be strong, and it's got to be teamwork all around here.
So kick off from 30 now. So nice kick. It's Cole Craner at 20. No, I'm sorry. That was Jacob Lewis, and he slipped. And, nice return to 35. Tried to make a cut and just lost his footing.
I believe this is Jacob Lewis's first game of the year. So I'm sure he's out there enjoying it.
Nice that he can come back in time for homecoming. So South Kitsap has trips over onto the left-hand side, and Jake Taylor's going to be under center again. Quick pass out to Isaiah Bird, and caught for about a 1-yard loss.
Got young Quinn Ogan out there now, number 7.
So it's going to be second down and about 11 for the Wolves. Hand off to the right to Isaiah Davis. Play worked well all night, but well read by Emerald Ridge for a 2-yard loss. So unfortunately, that's going to bring up 3rd and 13. Wolves are not moving in the right direction right now.
No, you want to obviously see him get it down the field because the only thing they actually have going for him, and even that stopped right now, was the wind. I think they were going to have to punt, but let's think about this positive, and we're going to get a first down here.
So it's a pass play coming up. Going deep to Isaiah Bird. Unfortunately, he had to go down to get it. And that puts the ball just shy of the 40-yard line where it's going to be 4th down and 4.
It was good protection, though. It gave him a lot of time to throw the ball. So if we can get more protection like that, then it ain't going to be so difficult going for him on 4th down.
Well, South Kitsap has going for it from their own 40. 7.5 minutes left in this half.
Sometimes the best defense is to keep their offense off the field altogether.
Just don't want to give him good field position. I think we have a
delay of game.
Delay of game. They were trying to get Emerald Ridge to jump off sides, and Emerald Ridge wouldn't buy it. So now South Kitsap's going back to punt. Now it'll be number 15, Nolan Souza.
I don't think we've seen any fake punts this year, have we?
No, not so far. Not by South.
They're all going as well.
Would be a good time. Nice punt. Caught. And nice tackle there by number 19.
The flags everywhere.
And that's Michael Garcia on the tackle. Penalty markers are down.
Yeah, I don't know whether you guys saw what I saw, but as soon as Souza got the ball, they all just took off, and it's just sort of like if Souza wanted to run. I'm thinking he could get a first down off of that, and I'm wondering if the coaches have seen the same thing.
Yeah, it's probably a one-time play call that they might be saving for later in the game. I definitely saw it too. I'm sure it's not the first time. I'm sure they've seen it on film. I'd like to think so at least. So we'll wait and see if South can exploit that.
Yeah, it would be something nice to see.
So we're waiting for the call from the officials. Looks like there's multiple penalties on the field. We got a personal foul against South Kitsap and dead ball personal foul against Emerald Ridge. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
The Wolves defense is huddled around waiting for the call right at midfield, right on top of the big S and the big K, right in the middle of that field.
It sounds like it was offsetting penalty, so we'll see in a minute.
Both offense and defense are signaled in from the sidelines the coach, or from the coach to the players. Greg, did they ever have that, or did they run the players in with the calls?
It kind of depended. Sometimes we get a call, particularly on defense, and I remember getting calls position specific. So we would get calls for the D line from our coaches, and occasionally we'd get signals. Offensively, it was less of a thing when I played. Traditionally, we had someone coming in and out, run the plays over, make sure those signals got in. But so far, both teams haven't appeared to have any issue with communication and getting the signals in and out. So it's something these coaches have figured out.
So they're marching 15-yard penalty off against South Kitsap. That was the personal foul that occurred during the play. And I believe after this we'll get the dead ball foul penalty, which will march it back across and put the ball back. This one's against Emerald Ridge, so.
I got to say, though, this is taking quite some time to get this sorted out. I mean, you know what the calls are.
For something that didn't change the penalty, the position of the ball, I agree with you. Let's get going. Let's let these kids keep playing.
This shouldn't take this long.
So it'll be 1st and 10, Emerald Ridge at about the 36-yard line. And South only has 10 players on the field now. Here comes the 11th. Well, I think we're getting ready to play. So it's a play action, long pass up the middle, and the receiver drops the ball. So he's open, nice job, quarterback up the ball. Looks like there's a penalty on the play.
Well, is it in the backfield? Are we going to get roughing the passer, or are we going to get holding?
There's two flags I see. One right about the line of scrimmage and one a little bit further deep. So
it's going to be a holding, and then we're going to get roughing the passer, right?
Let's see. This crew, I'm not quite sure. That's a roughing the passer against South Kitsap. Illegal players downfield against.
Well, at least that's going to offset.
They offset, and it winds up with a 1st and 10 do-over, basically. Illegal substitution against Jaguars. Yeah.
So did we have an illegal substitution, or did we have an illegal man downfield?
Well, we can't have a illegal man downfield because.
Well, you heard the same thing I just heard.
That's way signaled against South Kitsap because I don't know. So it's bottom line is 1st and 10 Jaguars from the 34.
Interesting calls so far that we've seen. Hopefully it doesn't disrupt play too much.
So another pass play, same play. Nice catch by the receiver. One-handed catch. You got to give him credit. That's about a 30-yard gain for the Jaguars.
Andrew Boston, number 9 for Emerald Ridge, and yeah, like you say, you got to give some credit there.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I think they're starting to see those seams up the middle open. They've connected on quite a few so far. I haven't seen the safeties really squeeze over and take that away yet. So it's something that they're probably looking at.
Here comes
as the night goes on.
A lot of pressure put on by the Wolves D line, and I think that we need to see more of that.
I think they're seeing a mismatch there as well because their receiver number 9, he's a 6'3" wide receiver, and our cornerback there, he's 6'1", so there's not a lot of difference there, and I think our corner actually was thinking he may drop the ball and it might just land in his arms, but
it looks like South is going to blitz more often. Here we come Emerald Ridge comes with a running play. You're going to gain about 5-6 yards, so it's going to be 3rd and 4 from the 30.
You know, Lee, their tall receiver, number 9 there, you said he's 6'3". That number 9 reminds me of a South Kitsap Wolf that played a number of years ago. That'd be your son, Leon, who's now coaching. What college is he coaching at now?
The University of Jamestown. And one of his favorite places, he loves North Dakota.
So that's a quick pass out to the left for an incomplete. Bring up 4th down.
I think they're, the running plays they do, they're not obviously doing it very often. It's just probably just to keep the defense a little bit honest. And I'm worried that we're going to not get this pass play here. They're going to go through the middle or.
Ooh. We had another pump and go. Adds another touch. Well, they already call him out to 1 yard line. Another complete
Emerald Ridge
pass.
quarterback, he took a hit on that one. It was a fair shot. Just as he was releasing the ball, he just got tattooed by the South Kitsap blitzing linebacker.
Nice job staying in the end. Brings the ball down to the 1 yard line. So let's see if defense can hold up again. It's a handoff up the middle.
We actually pulled him over the goal line.
So that makes it 26-7 with 5:41 left to go. Let's see if we can knock down this kick.
Right now, I've got to say that I'm pretty happy that Emerald Ridge actually don't seem to have much of a run game. So, when we get into halftime, maybe we can figure out something with their passing game.
Coach is going to have to make some adjustments, and South has come back before, and I think able to move the ball, make some more connections, and
yeah, because it looks like right now Emerald Ridge has got roughly 287 yards in the air, and that's a lot of yards for the first half. I mean, they're on pace for 550, 600 yards here. And I don't know how many yards have been thrown here for a record, but that's a lot of yards.
So we have a flag on the play, and it's going to push back Emerald Ridge back 5 yards and try.
False start against the Jaguars. 5-yard penalty in the weak kick.
So it makes more of a 25-yard attempt, kicking from the 15. And it's a fake. And it's a pass play, and wide open is number 9 in the end zone.
That's very well drawn up.
Nice play. You got to give him credit. And that makes it 28-7.
Well, that makes up for their missed extra point earlier on.
South didn't rush everybody. They had 4 linebackers back there. I'm not quite sure what happened.
I think no one picked up that receiver. He came across the formation, and the linebackers and safeties bid up and left the guy come across the field.
We're having some technical difficulties up here for all those watching on YouTube. We have to reboot. We're going to be down for about 45 seconds to a minute and then bring it back up.